Hi there guys, this is Richard here, aka the AV Guru. Today we're going to be looking at part 2 of the drum programming on Ableton Live 9. So to get the most out of this lesson you will have already watched part 1, which is also on my YouTube channel. Anyway, so I'll assume you've already seen that. The first thing we need to do is to go to File, New Live Set. Okay. And obviously we're looking at the drums, so if you've watched the other video you'll know that we're using drum racks, so we double left click on that. Okay, as you can see here we have 16 drum holes, and in the last lesson I said you could put each drum into one of those boxes manually, but there are other ways of doing this, and the one particular way I like is you can have a listen to different kits. Okay, and as you look up here you see the burned kits, the charred kits, so let's have a listen. So there you've got quite a lot to choose from, and depending on the version of Ableton Live that you've got, you will either have all of the ones I've got or just a selection. So it's important just to have a wander through and have a look at them all and try and decide which one you would like to use. So let me see, I might use that one. Double click and you will notice at the bottom you immediately get every single box full, and you can click play on each one to hear each of the drums. And so you've now got well, it's one gap, so you've now got 15 different drums and claps and crashes and hi-hats actually on there for you to choose. Now, as I said before, you need to then look at the MIDI editor. So without further ado, you're going to click twice on just underneath where it says Kit 707, which is loaded onto that track, and you will then have the MIDI editor. Now before we move on, it's important to realize that you can only play one of each of these on that MIDI channel. So what you want to do is to slowly build up the drum beats. You can start with just a kick drum, and then bring in a clap, bring in a hi-hat, so you're actually building the drum up as you go through. You might even have a section where it's completely silent, because what you're going to end up doing is using the session view, you will play that one, then you can play a second one, and they will be able to put them in the correct order that you want. And that really helps in songwriting, in that you are just creating clips, and then when you're wanting to put them into a song you can try them out in different orders, and then transfer them to the arrangement view, which is another lesson we'll look in the future. So let's have a look. I always like to expand this so we can now see every single drum piece. As I said, you can start off, as we're saying, this is 4/4 time, 16 in one, 16, one for each, 4 for each beat. On each of these, and you could start off by, remember, clicking the pen top right, and you click once to have it on, another time to bring it off. Okay, so let's put a kick at the beginning of each of those phrases. So that's your nice simple beat, so let's play that. Okay. You notice that I just click the square button underneath the triangle. That stops it completely. We now go on to the next channel, and we can do the same thing, but we can then add something else to it. For example, we could add a rim, so we could put rims there. Okay, and we can play that. There you go. And then you can go to a third one. We can copy these into a third one, and your third one may well be, you've got the rims in here, and we may then want to add a snare, so let's add a snare in there, and then if we play that, okay, so that's another way of stopping it, is clicking up there as well. Obviously you can stop it there. Let's bring this down a bit. We want to be able to see all the drums, but we also want to be able to do the new track. So we can do another way. Now you've noticed that what I've been doing is I've been starting each section from scratch. Now there is no need to do that. That is the hard way of doing it. An easier way to do it is to right click on the one you've just written and just click duplicate. So the one below it will now be the same as the one above it. So let's now click on the one below it, and then we can add something else into it. So let's have a look at, let's see, we can add something like that there, and this is just ride cymbals. We can add a cowbell in here. So let's have a play of that. And we're building it up. And what about putting a fill in? So we'll right click again, duplicate, click on the one we're doing, and let's have a fill in here. So maybe we could add in an extra kick on each of these, and we can play that, and that would be like a fill. Oops, play it down here. Okay, so these might not be according to your taste, but you know, this is really just showing you a process. I'm not telling you what you should do, but showing you a process. And so let's have a look at the next one. I just click duplicate, right click and duplicate. And we could add, oh, you've got a couple of extra snares here, so let's think of a hi-hat. Let's see. Add two at the end. Let's see what that sounds like. Okay, so what we've now got is a load of tracks here, and it's slowly beating up each time. Now, something for you to notice, and that is, first of all, we'll click off that. We'll finish doing the writing. Things to notice is this. This here tells you, when you click that play button, how long it takes before the next one drops in. So, it's on 1 bar, okay, which is this. That's 1 bar. So, you can click it slightly beforehand, and it will only come in at the right time, at the right tempo, which is the 120 we're playing at now. So let's have a play. So we're going to push, use all of these drums in order, and let's have a go. Okay, so there you go. You've now got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different drum beats. You've learned how to duplicate and add to each drum beat, and of course you can duplicate and take drum patterns off just by clicking on the box again. And there you go. That's part 2, is creating a drum track and adding to it in session view. Hope that was helpful. Thank you. Cheers.